Hello students, this is Vidya from English Magus, your online English tutor. Welcome to our video lesson on Robert Frost's A Roadside Stand, Poem 4 from Flamingo. Today, we'll explore the poem's themes of economic disparity, rural-urban divide, and the impact of modernization on rural life. We shall delve into Frost's heart-touching depiction of a simple roadside stand and its broader social implications. Before we take up the poem, let's get familiarized with its poet a bit. Robert Frost is a highly acclaimed American poet of the 20th century. He wrote about characters, people and landscapes. His poems are concerned with human tragedies and fears, his reaction to the complexities of life and his ultimate acceptance of his burdens. Stopping by the woods on a snowy evening, Birches, Mending Walls are a few of his well-known poems. In the poem A Roadside Stand, Frost presents the lives of poor deprived people with pitiless clarity and with the deepest sympathy and humanity. Before we delve into the poem, here is a short overview of the poem to help you grasp its theme. A Roadside Stand is a reflective poem that explores the disparity between rural and urban life and the impact of modernization on the rural poor. The poem centers around a simple roadside stand where farmers sell their goods, hoping to attract city dwellers traveling through the countryside. The stand symbolizes the rural community's desperate attempt to benefit from urban affluence. Through the poem, Frost addresses themes of economic inequality, the indifference of the wealthy, and the erosion of rural life due to modernization. Now let's read the poem and hear its explanation. I recommend pausing the video at every new slide and reading the poem first for a better understanding. Now, let's dive into a line-by-line explanation. In the first stanza, Frost introduces the roadside stand, which is an extension of a modest old house. The shed is situated near a busy road, attempting to catch the attention of fast-moving traffic. The stand pathetically pled for the attention of the travelers, not begging for basic sustenance, but for a share of the economic prosperity that sustains urban life. This plea is a metaphor for the rural community's desire to participate in the wealth and opportunities that seem abundant in the cities. In simple words, the poet brings to the focus of readers a roadside stand in a rural area. It is attached to a simple, poor house. The people living in the house have opened this makeshift shop to earn money from the rich city people that travel in their cars and pass by the roadside stand. In the second stanza, the poet describes how the affluent travelers, means rich travelers, focused on their destinations, either ignore the stand or view it with irritation. The signs at the stand, painted clumsily with mistakes, advertise simple rural products like wild berries and squash. The city dwellers perceive these signs as an unsightly intrusion on the landscape, further emphasizing the cultural and economic divide. The last lines of the second stanza suggest that while the travelers have money, they are unwilling to spend it on the rural offerings, revealing a callous, indifferent, apathetic attitude toward the rural poor. The poet here comments, "These rich people traveling in cars are mean as they don't notice the impoverished condition of the roadside stand owner and spend their surplus money buying things from the roadside stand." In the third stanza, the poet shifts focus from the traveler's disdain to the deeper emotional impact on the rural sellers. These lines describe the feelings and hopes of people running the small roadside stand in a rural area. The speaker isn't worried about how the stand might affect the scenery. Instead, he is more concerned about the deep, unspoken sadness of their situation. They have set up their stand far from the city and hope to attract customers from the city to earn some money. They believe that having money will help them improve their lives and fulfill the promises they see in movies, which often show exciting and glamorous lifestyles. However, they feel that the government or those in power are preventing them from achieving these dreams, keeping them from the better life they desire. In the fourth stanza, the poet expresses a critical view of a plan reported in the news. The plan involves relocating these struggling people from their rural roadside stands to villages with modern amenities like theaters and stores. The idea is to make their lives easier by providing everything they need close by, so they no longer have to make decisions for themselves. However, the speaker is skeptical and sees the people behind this plan as greedy gooders and beneficent beasts of prey. These terms suggest that those offering help are actually selfish and predatory, despite appearing generous. They are imposing these benefits on the rural people, not to truly help them but to control them and make them docile. The plan is portrayed as one that pacifies the people so much that it dulls their senses and disrupts their natural way of life. By making their days so easy and comfortable, it ruins their ability to rest properly at night, fundamentally altering their traditional lifestyle. In the fifth stanza, the speaker admits that it is very difficult for him to endure the sight of the roadside stand and the people who run it. These rural people have a simple, almost naive naive hope that someone will stop and buy their goods. This unfulfilled hope is deeply saddening, like a child waiting eagerly but in vain for something wonderful to happen. The sadness of these people seems to hang in the air, especially near the open window of the stand where they wait for customers. The people at the roadside stand spend their entire day waiting and hoping, almost like praying, for the sound of brakes and the sight of a car stopping. Thousands of cars pass by without stopping, and these cars are described as selfish because their drivers don't consider stopping to buy anything from the stand. This emphasizes how the hopes of the rural people are constantly dashed by the indifference of the passing motorists. They hope that at least one car out of the many that pass by will stop and ask about the prices of the goods being sold. Occasionally, a car does stop, but often for reasons unrelated to buying anything. For instance, one car stops just to turn around, damaging the grass in the yard as it does so. Another car stops, but only to ask for directions. Yet another stops to see if they can buy a gallon of gas, showing that the people in the cars have their own needs and are not interested in helping the rural sellers by buying their goods. The poet here expresses his resentment at the car owner as he is not able to see the stand owner's pathetic condition. Can't he see they don't have any gas to sell? This line illustrates their frustration and highlights the disconnect between what the motorists need and what the rural people can offer. In the sixth stanza, the poem then shifts to talk about country money and the country scale of gain, implying that the economic benefits and opportunities that the rural people have are very limited compared to those of the city people. The poem suggests that the rural people never experience the joy or economic boost they hope for. The voice of the country here symbolizes the collective disappointment and complaint of the rural community. The speaker confesses that sometimes they think it would be a great relief to end the suffering of these people. The speaker sometimes feels that it might be merciful to end the lives of these suffering people to put them out of their misery. However, the next day, when the speaker regains their normal, rational state of mind, he reflects on his earlier thoughts. He wonders how he would feel if someone came to him with the same offer, suggesting that he recognizes the value of life despite the hardships. In essence, the lines explore the complex emotions and ethical considerations surrounding the desire to end suffering through death, juxtaposing the relief it might bring with the rational and empathetic understanding of what that decision truly entails. The speaker is torn between the immediate emotional response to suffering and the rational, ethical implications of such an action. With this, the poem ends. Here is the list of figures of speech used in the poem. Pause the video and read it. Kindly like, share and subscribe if you found the video lesson helpful. Thanks for watching the video.